God of War, a game so talked about, the game that aroused gamers long before its initial release. Even after the release, the ratings continued to be, well, sky high. Even people in my circles who normally hate games and gaming itself are talking about giving this game a chance. So I know my review is a bit late, but since I was in between hating and trying to love it, I had to complete everything and get the platinum trophy for my final verdict. Now, getting the hold of God of War in Estonia was also a trick on its own. First of all, the game was made available in Euronics, biggest game and electronic store here, 10 days after the other countries had already received it. Angry Joe, Clean Prince Gaming and Werfaby and 100 others had already reviewed the game when I finally got my copy. And by the way, even this copy was initially not intended for me. All the day one limited editions and collector's editions were sent to some other country, and Estonia received another slap in the face with a giant penis. As always, not surprised, cause I live in a shithole. Never pre-order a game. But still, lucky me, because Euronics give me a copy of a game that was meant for another client who had paid for it previously. It was still not posted and it was given to me. Thank you. Really. I appreciate it, but I have to say that I have been on the other end of similar deal in the past. Okay, let me start with God of War. Let me start by saying that this game is the most overhyped game I have seen since No Man's Sky. Only difference is that luckily God of War delivers on many levels I did not expect to see. First of all, the game runs from start to finish without loading screens. Nice! Although game is still loading, it kinda gives you an interactive room for you to run while the game is loading in the background. Some doors that you need to use in the end of the game take forever to open. At some point they will just piss you off. Second, I love the effort they put into storytelling. Thank God. This kept me motivated to complete everything. Delivering ashes to the mountains, thus experiencing countless of enemies and adventures in between. Meeting new people and learning about the lore and the land and its inhabitants as well. Now, I like that characters we see in the game are played well. I really feel the anger inside when a foe is talking down on me. And I kind of understand the intention of Kratos to kind of dismiss the emotions and educate his son. He's keeping all his emotions bottled up inside. A healthy dad, I might add. Although it evolves and as you play, he will become more lenient. Although Kratos makes no effort to win my affection, he just appears as a sad, angry man. Does that give him depth? Maybe, yes. It will make you question about everything he might have lived through, and it makes you wonder what has he seen before. But more backstory for newer players goes a long way too. All of my favorite parts in the game are cutscenes, especially fighting cutscenes. They are gory and epic and awesome to watch, like a movie. I love it. Even scenes of finishing moves are awesome. I also love the design of the map. It's enchanting. It actually makes you believe that it's an open world game. It tries to make it seem that you are playing something open and explorable by letting you backtrack and have some cliffs here and there that you can climb on. It also makes roads seem to split up, but one trail always leads to a dead end, and this is the problem with the game. So in reality, you can't go anywhere you actually want. Series of interconnected tunnels connected to the middle hub called Midgard. Many people compliment the graphics, but I can tell you this, I have 60-inch 4K TV. And no matter how much settings I tried on, super sampling on, off, resolution preferences and so on, I was not impressed. Far Cry 5 and even Phantom Bane had better graphics. No, I do not care about Kratos' skin or his sweaty ballsack or his anus, cause the graphic of the nature is just above okay. Details on the ground are good, but the caves, they are still not worth the hype. And what makes me wonder is the fact that it is a linear game. This gives developers more room for graphical improvements, cause the beautiful areas are for looking only. Sadly, in God of War they are just snowy cliffs. I really see nothing improved. One exception: snow. If you walk on it, it's beautiful! Walking on the snow! It's beautiful. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn was beautiful, and you could actually go everywhere you wanted. Facial expressions are truly lacking, or they are hidden under Kratos' bushy beard. Even close-ups of faces are not full of many movements, no emotions. For Kratos it's understandable. Now, I'm not trying to continuously bash the game to its overhype, but I rather do not understand the significance of any so-called improvements to the graphics in the game, and after the release it is good, but far from the best I've ever seen. Now, how does a couple of snowflakes make the game more beautiful? Leave them off if it requires a sacrifice from graphics. Backtracking. Yes, this right here is the thing I wanted to tackle since I finished the game. This is the most awful part of the game. You need to visit every place at least 3 times in order to collect everything. Because as you play, you gain more powers, and as the water levels of the map fall, you gain access to everywhere. Map, although it looks beautiful, is not useful. Cause you can't filter out all the shit and pinpoint the collectibles specifically. By that I mean the game tells you that you need to collect all the collectibles in the areas like River Bass. But by River Bass or the Lake of Nine, it's a huge fucking area, but the collectibles are in the area of this area that you can't find on the map. So a lot of backtracking, a lot of mindless running around and just trying to find anything. And by the way, good luck on finding all Odin's ravens without YouTube videos. These fuckers hide between the cliffs in the far horizon sometimes. It takes forever to find. Endgame. Let's end this on a positive note. Niflheim is the area in the game that lets you grind for a perfect armor. By entering the area, map is always regenerating a new maze for you to complete. Different every time. In there you can collect mist echoes that allow you to craft new ultimate items or unlock ultimate chests in the area. So this was the funnest part of the game for me. Valkyries, although they really pissed me off in the beginning, I began to learn accustomed to the moves, and before level 6 or before getting the best armor in the game, it's not worth worrying about. Killing all 7 or 8 of them is easy, but taking down the Queen Valkyrie, now this took me some doing. You basically have to learn all her moves and blocking, and she has 4 times of everything. Lives and power and whatever. So feel free to lessen the game difficulty here. So, the final verdict. When all said and done, I will stick to my gun. Story is good, gameplay is good as well, overall design really nice, but the huge hype around the shit left me really disappointed. God of War took a whole new approach from away from the original games and was more oriented for newer people. Why the fuck did everyone lose their nuts before the release? There was nothing special about it. It was just reskinned The Last of Us, which also people worshipped, still I don't know why, please let me know in the comments. So my score of the game will piss off many people if someone ever watches this video. I will give God of War 7 out of 10 and not a gram more. I hope that you enjoyed the review at least, and remember, hit that like, smash that bell, and if you dare, subscribe as well. I'm Sillyllamaz and thanks for watching. Till next time.